Okay, so anyway, on yesterday, 2/27/15, a NASCAR car got stolen, and it happened to be number 44. And 2 plus 27 plus 15 is 44. The car was stolen from the Drury Inn parking lot. And Drury motels or hotels were founded in 1973. And this guy, Travis, whatever you pronounce it, Kvapil, was preparing to attempt to qualify for tomorrow's race, Sunday's race, in the car Friday afternoon at 5:45. There you go. Your 54:45, your mirrors of for Valentine's Day, the 45. So it says here, Team Extreme qualified for the Daytona 500 last week and finished 32nd with driver Reed Sorensen, but Kvapil is in the car this week with Sorensen driving on for another team. So Reed Sorensen drove the car in the 44 in the Daytona 500, but that other guy's was gonna race until the car got stolen. But look at this. Reed Sorensen has raced 226 races. So if he would have raced on Sunday in that car, it would have been his 227th race. And the car was stolen on 2/27. His best finish was also 22nd place 8 years ago. 22 and 8 have been going hand in hand. And then this guy was supposed to drive the car then, and it would have been on tomorrow, which is March 1st, and it would have been his 40th birthday. So then today, the 228, they found the car. So they found it, 228, like I said before, in the last video, it breaks down to 114 plus 114, which is 44 and 44. But it's just kind of weird here. So the car wasn't damaged or anything, so they took it back to Charlotte. And Charlotte will make a little more sense here in a minute. But they took the car back to Charlotte, and there was no damage, so they're not going to run this week, but they're going to race next week in Las Vegas, which is on 3/8. So, anyway, they're going to run it, but they're bringing a backup car just in case or whatever. But I don't know. It just seems really fishy. I don't know. Maybe, they skipped a race, and then they're going to do it on 3/8, which is a significant day. Like, it would be the 1-year anniversary of the Malaysian flight. I don't know. It makes me wonder if they're going to do some kind of story where this car got stolen, and then something bad's going to happen in this race to this car, and they're going to blame it on, well, I thought nothing was wrong with it, but actually there was something wrong with it, and then it wrecks or whatever, and someone dies. But I guess we'll find out. But it just seems kind of fishy that that they would steal it, and then like nothing's wrong with it, and they just leave this car, but they stole another engine that was in the trailer. I mean, it's just weird. So anyway, with NASCAR and whatnot, I just was thinking of NASCAR movies. I thought of like Days of Thunder, which I need to watch yet, but Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell was the first one I thought of, and it came out in 2006. It came out on August 4th. So, once again, a 44 reference because August 4th is Obama's birthday. It's also Kurt Busch's birthday. It will actually be his 37th birthday. And he's KB, and he's out indefinitely. And then you also had Kobe Bryant, who was KB. And Kobe Bryant will also be 37 in August. And I talked about, so Charlotte was where the car that just got stolen, the 44, it was actually from Charlotte. And Kobe Bryant was actually drafted by Charlotte and then traded to Los Angeles. And also, Kurt Busch was born in Las Vegas. And the next car that the 44 is going to race in is Las Vegas. So anyway, Talladega Nights is about Will Ferrell. He's Ricky Bobby. And he becomes like a famous race car driver, and he wants to go fast, and his owner hates him, so he brings in a French guy and then he gets in a big wreck or whatever, and then his wife is all about money or whatever, so she breaks up with him and gets married to his best friend, and then basically the whole movie is him trying to get back to being the best and going fast or whatever at the, to win NASCAR or whatever. And so the movie came out on Kurt Busch's birthday. So anyway, you read here, real world homage to the movie. In 2012, Kurt Busch ran his number 51 car with the Me paint scheme used by Ricky Bobby at the end of Talladega Nights during 2012 Aaron's 499. So there's a 49 there at Talladega. Whatever, he put I Want to Go Fast on there. Busch had spent the majority of the season with little or no sponsorship after leaving Roger Penske Racing and joining James Finch's underfunded Phoenix Racing. Busch's girlfriend, Patty Driscoll, spent months getting permission from Sony and Will Ferrell as well as other trademark and license holders. So this is the girl that he beat or whatever and said she's an assassin and all that. So they're not together anymore, just like Ricky Bobby in the movie and his wife that she leaves him. They're not together anymore. But anyway, you read down farther here and it says Busch's real-life fall from grace during the 2011-12 Sprint Cup offseason after being fired from Penske has been compared to Ricky Bobby's, as has his efforts to return to the top teams in the Sprint Cup series, such as putting the one-car Furniture Row racing team in the 2013 chase before he was hired by Stewart-Haas Racing for the 2014 season. So basically they're saying that his 2011-2012 off-season they're comparing it to Ricky Bobby. They're comparing Kurt Busch to Ricky Bobby, and the movie came out the same day as Kurt Busch's birthday. I'll take a look at the movie in a second here, but I'm just going to read through the plot a little bit. Anyway, so he's like on fire, and then they bring in the new French guy, and he tries to beat him, and he ends up rolling his car really bad, and he goes crazy or whatever and goes into the hospital, and then they don't know if he's ever going to race again. But that race actually happens at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And in 2013, a nylon rope or whatever, or a TV cable falls, and it fell onto the NASCAR track or whatever and wrecked a few people, and it hurt 10 fans or whatever, and it happened to be at Charlotte. Anyway, I remember when this happened, I had watched a few videos about this being predicted from Iron Man 2, because the guy goes out, I think it's Iron Man 2, it's one of the Iron Mans, where the guy goes out into the NASCAR race with the ropes, and he knocks all the cars over or whatever, and it was like, literally like 2 weeks after that video, I watched it, or the guy posted the video, this happened or whatever, but one of the ropes fell, and it actually hit Kyle Busch's car. So it was lap 121, and Kyle Busch was going for a sweep at Charlotte Motor Speedway after winning the Nationwide and the Truck Series, and he was leading the race when the damage occurred to the right front wheel. So, I mean, and then Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch are both out this season, and the race was delayed for 27 minutes. 27 years ago was 1988. 88 years ago was 1927. So anyway, let's Charlotte Speedway here. It actually opened in 1949. And if you read down here farther, the first race, I guess, in 1949, Bob Flock won the pole. Glenn Dunaway was declared the original winner, but a post-race inspection revealed that the car was fitted with illegal springs, causing NASCAR to disqualify him. So, 1949, this guy was born on 6/6/1914, and he died March 8th at the age of 49. So, in 1949, he cheated or whatever to win the race at Charlotte, and then he died at age 49 on March 8th. And the Las Vegas race is on March 8th. the one in like 8 days. And it was actually the first NASCAR race too, in 1949. But anyway, so that this is Charlotte Speedway, but Charlotte Motor Speedway is where the Kyle Busch rope thing happened. And check out Charlotte Motor Speedway. Look at the address, 5555 Concord Parkway. It broke ground in 1959, and 59 and 55. In 2014 were, together. It was designed and built by Bruton Smith, who was born on 3/3/1927, so it'll be 88 years ago on March 3rd. And Curtis Turner was the other guy. And he died on October 4th. Not even going to go into details. He also died 44 years ago. It will be 45 on October 4th this year. So, Charlotte Motor Speedway also holds the NASCAR All-Stars, the Sprint All-Star race. So, it's just another Space Jam thing. You got the NBA All-Star game over Lupercal, and then Charlotte Motor Speedway hosts the NASCAR All-Star race. Just kind of interesting that you have Kurt Busch that coincides with Ricky Bobby, and then Ricky Bobby wrecks at Charlotte, and there's other Charlotte references, and then Charlotte was where the nylon ropes fell and wrecked Kyle Busch, and there's just a bunch of significant things. But anyway, I'm going to check out the movie here. So Ricky drives the 26 car, 26 and 62 are mirrors, and they add up to 88. Anyway, at the bar here, right before Ricky Bobby, the French guy comes in or whatever that challenges him, this guy, randomly, they have a scene here, and he says he doesn't know what to get his grandma for her birthday because she's going to be 88 years old. And then he says, why don't you get her a coffin? I mean, it absolutely has nothing to do with the movie. And right here, he tells him, Cal says he wants to win sometimes, and Ricky says, that's not going to happen, but it's not like you're finishing in 18th or something, and 18 is the Kyle Busch's car, so he's supposed to be portraying Kurt Busch, and then an 18 reference could be to Kyle Busch. So then the French guy plays jazz music, and he says, why do you turn the music off, and why do you have jazz on there? And the owner says, we keep it on there for profiling. We also have the Pet Shop Boys and Seal. Now, Seal is famous, and I looked him up just the other day, if I can find him here. He's famous for his song, The Kiss from a Rose on the Grave, or whatever, Kiss from a Rose. So, once again, a Valentine's type thing. And, of course, the song came out on this album here by Seal, and, what is it, number 6? But the album came out on May 23rd, 1994. May 23rd. There's 222 days left until the end of the year. So, and the Daytona 500 that both of the Bushes, right before it couldn't race in, was on 2/22. And the last time that the Daytona 500 was on February 22nd, besides this year, was in 1970, which is 45 years ago. So they've just been owning this Love Valentine's 45 theme. And then he races the French guy who's number 55, by the way. But when he wrecks, the guy says Peaches and Cream. And Peaches and Cream is actually a reference to the band 112 or 112, because they have a famous song called Peaches and Cream. And 112 is a 9/11 reference, also a 22. Then towards the end, he goes and gets his license back, and his birthday is July 16th, 71. So he would be 44 this year. And July 16th is the 197th day of the year. And wouldn't you know, 197 is the 45th prime number. Okay, well, there's some other references and stuff in this movie, but I'm running out of time, and I don't want to make more. So I'm going to end it there. But I mean, it's just ridiculous. We'll find out what happens. Anyway, have a great night.